The Sandhill Village Council and the National Association of Village Councils are both expressing their concern, rejecting what it calls the Mesopotamia Land Distribution in the Maxboro community of Sandhill Village. Earlier this week, U.D.P standard bearer Shyne Barrow announced that some 200 lots would be issued to residents in the Mesop constituency. That news came as a surprise to village chairman Duane.
On Tuesday, we received reports that the U.D.P standard bearer Shyne Barrow of the Mesopotamia constituency is allegedly distributing approximately 200 plots of land in the Sandhill Maxboro area. When we got the news, of course, it was very alarming to us, not just the Sandhill Village Council, but also the community, the residents of Sandhill Village.
According to Leal, it is in contravention of the Village Council Act, Chapter 88, Revised Edition 2000, because they were never consulted.
On page 47, 1C, it says, before dealing with any lands in the village, the ministry responsible for lands shall consult the council and take its views into account. And should the said ministry decides not to follow the advice of the council, it shall explain its reasons in writing to the council before effecting that decision and provide the council further opportunity to present its case to the ministry. From we were elected, the area representative of Belize Rural North has never once sit down with us and say, you know what, Mr. Leal, we want to see how is the way forward for Sandhill Village. We want to issue some land in your area. This is the way we are going about doing it. We want to help outsiders. We have people in the Belize City area who wants a piece of land. Let's discuss this issue and let's see how we can benefit both the residents of Sandhill and these people from the Mesopotamia constituency.
NAVCO continues to demand that village councils be given the respect by the U.D.P government and its area representatives. NAVCO categorically denounces these actions, which are clearly being used to gain political mileage in an upcoming general elections.
NAVCO President Tavir Sabida says that the standard bearer in question has no power to be distributing land and that across the country, village councils are being disregarded for their authority in the communities they represent.
There is a lot of questions and we are puzzled, Duane, as we know that the standard bearer for Mesopotamia area is not an elected member, area representative. So he's just a standard bearer for that area, for the U.D.P. And there is a lot of questions that how he has that authority, that mandate to come to a village and to distribute land without consulting with the village council. And there are a lot of questions. Village councils are elected by the majority of the residents of each village. So they are the highest authority in the village, and the chairperson has the highest authority, and he's supposed to be consulted, and also he's supposed to be taken into consideration and respected, first of all, so that any activities, we welcome any activities by any government agencies or any person or any institution that is willing to assist any village councils.
A map of Maxboro shows that in 2000, when the area was subdivided for a community project, only a part of the land was issued. Approximately 173 plots of land that had already been surveyed remain in its natural state. As it currently stands, Maxboro has a population of about 300 persons, primarily working class residents. A resident himself, Rodwell Guerra, who sits on the village council, says that there are concerns about development in the area.
We're not trying to put anybody in a bracket, but you know, when you're from the village, you have a different lifestyle. You know, we're more together per se. You know, we heal our neighbors, and if, first of all, that is not your intention, I believe that is not the place for you. You know, and if whoever is moving there, if you're not willing to adapt to the changes, then it's best not to go. You know, so as much as it might seem, we're not trying to box out anybody because of maybe your social class, but we're also trying to keep a safety within the community. It's a working community, you know, and it's developed, but you know, it's been neglected. The roads are bad. The only time the road is paved is probably when it's going to rain.
We have seen where these lands are being issued to different people, and they are not, they're issued with insufficient infrastructure. Man, most of the lands that these people are issuing are swamp, and it's unfair to the poor people. The issue is not us not granting outsiders or Belizean citizens who aren't living in Sandhill the opportunity to reside in our village. That is certainly not the issue. I believe that all Belizeans are entitled to a piece of land, but it is how this entire thing is transforming and how they are going about doing it.
So what's the next move?
I would certainly want to think that it is the area representative of Belize Rural North. I don't think any land can be issued within his constituency without his knowledge, especially over 200 plots of land. However, if the process has already been on its way, it is something that we, the village council, along with consultants from other bodies, to look into this issue and to see how best we can come together and resolve this issue. If it is that the village, the community have to come out and stage a protest against this issue, that is what we plan on doing.
Duane Moody for News 5.